Long ago, when the lands of our ancestors were rich and bountiful, but wealth has a way of stirring the darkness in men's hearts. In a small village surrounded by the vast African plains, two brothers, Olum and Temba, were driven by ambition but in opposite directions. One towards honor, the other towards greed. Olum the elder was a man of discipline and honesty. He believed that the land was sacred and should be shared. Temba, the younger, was cunning and selfish, always plotting how he might take the land for himself. Their father's recent death had created a rift between them, a wound that festered each day. Temba was not patient. That night, as Olum slept, Temba approached the chief's advisors, whispering lies into their ears. He spoke of Olum's supposed weakness and how the land would thrive under his control. The chief's advisors, though loyal, were swayed by Temba's silver tongue. The chief, wise but burdened by his age, called both brothers before him. He had heard the whispers of discord and knew that something dark was at play. I will not choose between you, the chief said, but I will give you a chance to prove your worth. Plant these seeds, nurture them. The brother whose crops flourish will be given the land. The brothers returned to the land. Olum worked tirelessly, pouring his sweat into the soil, trusting that hard work would prevail. Temba, however, sowed treachery. By day, he played the part of a diligent farmer, but by night, he sabotaged Olum's efforts, pouring poison into his brother's crops under the cover of darkness. Days turned into weeks, and though Olum cared for his crops with devotion, they began to wilt. He could feel something was wrong. The village gossiped, their eyes on him, doubting his abilities. Meanwhile, Temba's crops grew tall and strong. The villagers whispered, perhaps Temba is destined to lead after all. Olum could no longer ignore his suspicions. One night, he followed Temba, watching as his brother poured poison into the soil once more. His heart burned with rage, but instead of confronting him immediately, Olum returned to the chief the next morning, seeking wisdom. The chief, wise beyond his years, did not act swiftly. He invited both brothers to a village feast, and in front of the entire village, revealed Temba's treachery. But the chief gave Temba one last chance. Confess your crime, and you will be spared. But Temba hesitated. His greed had driven him too far. Temba, consumed by greed and fear, denied the accusation. His pride would not let him admit defeat, but the truth was undeniable, and the chief's patience had run out. You have chosen your fate, the chief said, and with a heavy heart, he banished Temba from the village forever. With Temba gone, the land was left to Olum, whose crops flourished once again. The village thrived under his care, but the shadow of his brother's betrayal lingered. Olum would never forget the price of greed, and the village would tell the story for generations, a warning to all. And so, the story of the two brothers lived on. Greed may offer quick rewards, but it always leaves destruction in its wake. Only those who are honest and true will see their lives bear real fruit. Thank you for watching.